this stuff?
Jesus.
I'll take that one.
That's alright.
The side of that one.
I'll take all three of them.
Such a thought.
Look, and this is the doors that the Obamas
That they left when they
from the what's the name when they met Trump and them up on the porch. Remember Obama went back to go get the gift. I forgot you didn't go with us on the trip. You ain't going either one of the trips.
Don't judge me.
I am judging that.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. This is the first Scorpion Show video under a new president, our new president, Donald J. Trump. And the Scorpion Show has been through 3 different presidential administrations.
No.
Yes,
No.
George Bush.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I forgot all about George.
We getting old. Don't re-download nothing. Done. Sorry. So yeah, this is a new video. If you're a first time watcher of the Scorpion Show, I do hope that you click that subscribe button. To everyone who is subscribed to the Scorpion Show, if you want to get notifications that a new video is up instead of keep coming to the page and checking and see nothing is there, there is a tiny little bell right next to the subscribe button. Click that bell and check that you want to receive notifications. So that way when we post a new video, you'll get the notification up on your phone. You can watch it at that time or you can come back and watch it and you'll see that a new video has been posted. First I want to tell you guys, before we talk about the inauguration, all of that stuff, people have been asking me about this, my upcoming surgery and everything. I will be having surgery on February 7th to remove my gallbladder. You know, the doctor was really happy to see me because she was worried, like, how have I been and everything. And I've been going to the doctors regularly, you know, to talk about the high blood pressure, and they said that I had high cholesterol. And I couldn't believe all of those things. Everything else with me is healthy, everything else is fine, but it's like you have high blood pressure and the high cholesterol. So I've been, you know, taking medication for that and everything. It's something that I want the men to know, because I know women go to the doctors for everything, but us men, like, we really don't go to the doctors as often as we should. We only go when there is a problem, and I do think that we all should be going to the doctors and getting regular checkups and things like that, because you never know what may happen to you, or you never know what's going on with your body if you're not going to the doctors. So just because you feel fine does not mean everything is fine with you. So I do hope that, you know, some of the fellas out there, and even some women that probably don't go, I think it's important that you should go. And I was really surprised that I had those things going on, but I'm glad that I'm, you know, getting something done about it now. But it's a shame that I had to find out about it through, you know, my gallbladder and stuff like that. But I'm doing really good, and I'm excited to have this surgery. And I've been doing good. I haven't been eating all crazy stuff like that. I just do what I do, and now I'm glad I can work out. So I'll be doing that too. So we're going to get into the inauguration talk. We have to talk about it. It's very important. Donald Trump was sworn in as the 45th president of the United States on Friday. And, you know, as much as I'm saying I'm not going to watch, I watched. I watched it, and I really didn't like Donald Trump's speech at all. And I just was surprised at the way he was speaking. Like, he was really talking like America is this really bad country, and every country in the world takes advantage of us, and I'm giving America back to you, the people. And he was just saying, like, he was just saying so much stuff. And I was looking to see the President Obama's response. You could just see that a lot of people in their audience, well, behind him, well, on his left side, they weren't really interested in what he was saying. You seen, what's his name, Bush was playing with the goddamn poncho. Michelle Obama was just not here for it at all. I mean, she wasn't, when she got the gift from the door, when she got a gift, she just wasn't happy. And, you know, it's just, it was just sad to see. But I just didn't like Donald Trump's speech. But something that really surprised me was when I was watching it on my phone, because I was coming back from the doctor's office, I screen capped it and was like, CNN is so shady. Like they kept showing this lawn from the Capitol building, and nobody was out there.
And I was thinking the same thing. I said, "Oh, CNN, y'all telling us something without telling us something." They were.
And I'm just like, excuse me. I'm just like, oh my God, why is this? Why can I see the whites on the ground? Not talking about white people, talking about that white little mat that they had out there.
It's like a cover that covers the
lawn.
The lawn, so people won't, all those people won't be on the grass like that. Yeah,
I'm like, crazy. I was like, what? Where's everybody at?
I mean, but you know what's so funny, because when you watch the parade and the presidential parade, there weren't a lot of people out there, and I really noticed it when they got closer to the White House and they had that reviewing box. Mm-hmm. Well, next to the reviewing box is bleachers and stuff. The cameras were showing, and when Mike Pence and his wife got out and they walked, the bleachers were half empty.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like. And it really had nothing to do with the rain, because first and foremost, it wasn't raining hard like that at all, because they got out the cars and was walking without no umbrella. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching George Bush's inauguration in 2001 when it was raining, and there was plenty of people out there. But it just showed you. It really showed you that people really were not here for this. And then to hear the next day, on Saturday, Donald Trump's press secretary come out and say that Donald Trump had the largest crowd ever of an inauguration. Period. And I immediately, I didn't even think about 2013, President Obama's second inauguration. I immediately thought of his first inauguration. Mm-hmm. Because I remember that there were people, I think almost every black college, every black university on the East Coast alone, had bus trips to the inauguration. Because I remember my sister's school, at that time she was going to Lincoln University. And I remember the night before she told me, we are leaving 4 o'clock in the morning so we can get on the road. Like, I'm like, and I remember watching the people. There were so many people at Barack Obama's first inauguration that the crowds went past the Washington Monument and was like at the Lincoln Memorial. Like literally. And the Lincoln Memorial is far away from, but that's how far back the crowds went, and they had monitors and everything up so people could see. And so when I heard his press secretary say that, I said, if he's not a bald-faced liar, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, he came out, but I think he came out under orders of, I'm about to say Barack Obama. What's his name? Donald Trump.
We all think that, yeah.
And, I mean, he just was heated, and then he just walked off.
He wanted Donald Trump, not him. Donald Trump wanted him to reiterate to the country that there were so many people there to see me, and that wasn't the case at all. There were a lot of people, because there's always a lot of people at inaugurations. I think the people who were sitting closer, those people have tickets. They're free tickets. Like, you don't pay for the inauguration tickets. They're free tickets, and you can get inauguration tickets from your local senator or whatever. You just got to write them early to see if you can get them. But you can get them. You know what I mean? It's just like White House passes. You can definitely get them, but you got to hit your people up early, whatever the case may be. But for him to tell his press secretary to come out and lie like that, because I believe that it came from Donald Trump.
Oh yeah,
himself. Mm-hmm. And then for Kellyanne Conway to come out yesterday to defend what Sean Spicer said, who was speaking for Donald Trump, and she said, "Oh well, Sean Spicer was using what is it?
Alternative facts." And Chuck Todd.
And you know what I had to do? I had to look up alternative facts to make sure I knew what I was talking about. I said alternative facts.
And this was the definition.
Yeah, this is the definition of alternative facts. This was the definition. Wait, hold on. Because when you type in alternative facts, all the shit that she said came up. Mm-hmm. Okay?
But it's a real definition.
Where was it when I saw it? Alternative facts. Treat the way the fact as more than...
What did it say?
I'm reading this right here. I can't find where I saw it yesterday.
You should have screen capped.
I know, I should have. Because yesterday it wasn't as big of news like it is today. You see what you see today? It's all her. Mm-hmm. All her. All her. All her.
She made a big come up after
bitch. Yes. Merriam-Webster reminds the president advisor. Oh, the Webster's dictionary reminds the president's advisor that facts, by definition, are based in reality. A fact is a piece of information presented as having objective reality. tweeted the Merriam-Webster dictionary, who having had the job of defining words since 1828, knows a thing or two about the English.
Okay.
They had the Webster's dictionary come out and confront Kellyanne Conway.
Kellyanne Conway. I mean, did you watch the full interview with them? I mean, every time he asks a question, Kelly, you're still not answering my question.
No.
But what about the guy that tweeted about them removing Martin Luther King? But Kelly, you're not answering my question.
Is that what he was saying?
Why? Yes. Why did Sean Spicer get out there and say that he had more people? That Donald Trump had more people at his inauguration in history. Period. She could not answer it, and she's like, "You as a network, why would you guys even tweet that out?" Like, she did not answer none of.
But you know what's so funny? Because I know most people watching us right now are probably like, well, why is this even a big deal? And it really isn't. But the problem is, they made it a big deal because
Okay, remember it was sold out. Nobody couldn't get a ticket. We talking about A-list celebrities. Well, they won't be there, but we're gonna have
Did you
millions
see
and
them
millions of
inaugural
people.
balls and the performance?
I didn't watch none of them. None of that. None of that.
If you follow me on Snapchat,
You was watching the balls.
bitch, I will say this. Can I be honest with you?
Show did a good
They
job.
did a great job. Her and the guy, I can't think of his name, but they had a choir behind him. They did a great job.
Did she say
and it's
anything about
unfortunate.
performing?
No. And it's none of those people was gonna do that. They perform and they got off the stage. It's not their time to shine. But the thing about it is, it's unfortunate because they did a really good job, and that crowd, because you know it was mostly old. They don't know nothing about that type of gospel music. So, you know, they weren't into it like a black crowd would be into it. And I was like, wow, they were really good. She sounded good. She looked good. The guy that she was performing with, I cannot think of his name. He sounded good. Like, everybody sounded good and looked good. I was like, wow.
Yes.
But it still don't erase the fact.
Yeah. And speaking of Perception Michelle Sickam, why did you post that video of Messy Mouth on your Instagram?
Bitch!
I got my laugh this morning.
Let me tell you something. I went to bed last night at 7:30. That's how tired I was. 7:30 at night. I was tired.
That is way
way too early. I woke up at 3:45 this morning. I couldn't go back to sleep because I had been asleep since 7:30. I'm scrolling through Instagram and I came across the video on not on Miles' page, on iComplex, the guy who makes the different Beyonce videos with the dub, and he dubs them. And I saw it. When I tell you I watched it, and I'm like, okay, what is Miles about to do? Like, what is he about to say? Bitch! He went to Whitney Houston. When I tell you, I was laughing so loud. I said, bitch, I'm laughing a little too loud. But it reminds me, did you see the one that Shona Brooks did? No. Patti LaBelle?
No.
Bitch! That's what made me laugh even harder. People were really making these videos
About who would sing.
Who would sing?
$700.
For how much money? Let me tell you something. I'm about to find this video right now. I got my ever. Read it.
Just! I did see that one. So I could sing anything.
Bitch! And when she said, I sing it from beginning to end, and then you know what Miss Mackie's gonna do? She's gonna do it again. For $750,000, I sing it backwards, frontwards, sideways, up and down. And then it said $750 tax free. Me.
Anybody would. Y'all would do it. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that everybody. Some people like, I'm not selling my soul, I don't care. I'll make
Bitch,
money in it.
$750,000 sign me up. Where do I sign that and where do I stand when I start to sing? Where am I saying that? Because Jackie Avacho, whatever her name
Who?
was,
She
she
sounded cute, but no. This was not the time.
Bitch,
for
you saw what I
she
posted
being
till she was finished.
Okay? And that's the only one.
And that's the only one.
That man.
That should have been up there.
Like, he ain't had no poets. He didn't
had up there.
Like, it was just, that you know is bad. It's bad. It's just bad. No.
And they swore up and down that all the A stars
yeah.
wanted to perform for them.
No. No, we don't. That's not the kind of president nobody wants. That if he change up, like if he speaks the way he spoke this morning about those trade deals. See, when it comes to money, Donald Trump knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh yeah, he does.
I mean, I woke up with him on my TV and he had these people around him. He was talking about what deals he's getting rid of and why he was getting rid of them and everything. He had it down just like that.
Because he knows that type of language.
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
Because he's a businessman, so he knows how to speak money.
So I was like, okay, and then they were saying like, this is not a bad deal getting rid of the TPP, and Hillary Clinton was for it, and then she was against it, but it gives us more power when dealing with other countries, because some smaller countries still had the same power that the United States would have being a part of this deal, and Donald Trump was like, hell no, and everybody else, because it was like it's really not a good deal. So any deals that we do dealing with any country is, I guess they're going to have to negotiate with each other. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. But right now, we had to get out of a bad deal. And he signed 3 executive orders today. One was getting rid of America leaving the TPP. Number 2, he signed an executive order to freeze federal payments except for military, like hiring people. And 3, today he got rid of they've been going back and forth with this on paying other countries who are in support of abortion, like with getting the word out there about abortion. So they froze that. It's called the Mexico City bill or some shit like that. But it doesn't stop abortions from being done. It stops giving money to countries who are in favor of abortions. And
so basically, he signs an executive order to stop sending money to foreign countries.
Yes.
If they perform abortions.
Or in support of it, like as far as like giving I guess people to go to the doctors or whatever.
Like what they plan on doing with Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows that Planned Parenthood, first of all, Planned Parenthood to me I think is one of the best things out there for females.
Yeah.
And it's not just with abortions, it's just with health issues.
Females, period.
That's one of the best things. One of the best things I feel like for females to go to. But yet they want to stop sending money to Planned Parenthood because Planned Parenthood gives abortions. But like Planned Parenthood and so many people who support Planned Parenthood says, but that's not what we just do. But the Republicans want to put it out there that that's what they do. And it's not all that they do. And it's funny because some years ago, my goofy ass used to think that that's all they did because that's all I heard from the Republicans. And then I had to do my research and was like, no, that's not all they do at all. Like they do so much stuff, and it's
I think they help
it's
with
a
birth
shame.
control, contraceptives. They help you, pregnant mothers. I guess they do a whole lot. And they say that abortion is only 3% of what they do.
Yes.
3%. And I just think that it's crazy that a bunch of men are getting together, making plans about women's bodies.
Well, that just shows you the white man.
Yeah.
If he can dictate and run your life, he will.
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad that millions of women across the world, on all 7 continents, bitch, can you even name all 7 continents?
Let me just but can I just say this? Because there were some people who were saying, well, y'all came out and did this, but where were y'all on election day? And
that keep making me mad. And the news kept saying that too.
And it made me upset because I had to remind my coworkers of that. I said, but let's not forget, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Yes, she had 53% of white women, 53% white women voted for Donald Trump. Yes, they did. But 94% of black women voted for Hillary Clinton. They did. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 3.5 million votes. Over 3 million votes she won from Donald Trump. If there was no electoral college, Hillary Clinton would be our president today. But because the electoral college swayed in Donald Trump's favor, because that's all it takes is the electoral college, 270 votes and you're in. They swayed in his favor, she lost. And you had these states, Pennsylvania, the ones we are from, Michigan and Wisconsin, these 3 states who were very important of getting Hillary Clinton elected president, they went in favor of Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, I wish people would stop saying, well, where are these people at on November 8th? Because a lot of those people were at the vote, and a lot of them voted for Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton. Yes, a large amount of white women did vote for Donald Trump. Yes, they did. But there were a large amount of other people who voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, but you know what? Even if they did vote for Donald Trump and they were at the rally, you know, they could have voted for him under different things.
Yes.
Like maybe they like Donald Trump's plans better than Hillary Clinton.
But you know what's so funny, because I saw on CNN there were people talking about the march, and there was this one woman who was speaking. She said, I actually ran into a few Donald Trump supporters, but they weren't marching. They were marching for different reasons. Like, they agree with him on some things, but they felt like on women's issues they didn't agree with him on. And it's interesting because I saw this thing. You know Van Jones. He has this thing, The Messy Truth. He has this show on CNN called The Messy Truth, where he interviewed different people throughout the election, trying to figure out who they voted for, why they voted for, whatever the case may be. He went to Detroit and he spoke to 4 African American women at this church. And he got, you know, to each one of them, he went down each one of them, who they voted for, why they voted for them. I wish you would have saw this. Because this one woman reminded me of that girl from, what was it? Was it Trayvon Martin's case or the other boy's case? The goofy one that we said those jurors saw, those people saw her coming from a mile away.
Yes.
She reminded me
Jordan
of her.
Davis.
Yes. Yeah, Jordan Davis' case. She said the reason why she didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, I can't remember if she said she voted for Donald Trump, but the reason why she didn't vote for Hillary Clinton because she said, I don't want to see no woman as president. And
I heard about that, but I didn't know where it was from.
Yes. And all 3 of the black women looked at her like, what? Even Van Jones, he said, what? They said, what? And I mean, they was getting her together subliminally. That don't make no sense. Well, that's not, I mean, she was sounding so stupid. When she said that, Kevin, I said, wow, I felt like your mom. They got another one. Got another nigga. They got another one. Them crackers got another
I don't want
for her to say that, I said,
president.
wow. Now, I can see a man saying that. Even though I feel like in 2017, men shouldn't say that. But I can kind of see an ignorant man saying that. But for a woman to say that, not that she didn't vote for Hillary Clinton because of her policies. She didn't vote for Hillary Clinton simply because she was a woman. I said, what?
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta find
and you had to see the other women looking at her crazy. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
She a young woman.
She was, but you know what? No, she was like in her 40s. Because each one of those women were women who had lost a son. Like each one of them had sons that got killed or whatever the case may be. It was crazy.
Well, what else was going like with the rock? Like I'm glad about the women empowerment thing. Like if women all got together and people all got together, we realized our power. A lot of things that's going on in Washington would not be going on. And I found out this whole movement with the women's march started with a woman in a grandmother in Hawaii saying that people need to march on Washington to protest the election. But it went from protesting the election to just marching for all women across America and women all around the world in solidarity with the United States. It was just a beautiful thing to see. And then to see all of those women, I mean, they were in every city out there marching and nobody got arrested. Nobody was out there fighting. You know, you had different signs, different friendly signs, and you know, and you did have your people that was protesting the women's march. Like, the men look so ignorant.
This is her. Who said that?
Bitch, look at her. Just look at her. And play.
I think that the Democrat, and it's like, well,
I gotta
cut somebody out real good.
her credibility enough to make you even question it, like when anyway. So I think it was a little complacency, and I think that Trump accomplished her credibility enough to make you even question it.
What did she rewind that?
I wrote in a candidate. I think
She wrote in a candidate.
little complacency, and I think that
She felt like Trump
accomplished her credibility enough to make you even question it, like it questioned me. I wrote in a candidate.
I think the party failed us, period. I think that the Democratic Party failed us because they were so sure that Trump could not.
This was really good. These women had really good things to say.
They didn't put in the work.
Do you think that
Take it for granted.
Take them for granted. I wish I could find
can't win? Do you think that depressed turnout because so many people?
Yes. Yeah.
I want you to hear what
If
she
Hillary
said.
Clinton had won, she would have been the first female president coming after the first black president but all of you didn't support Hillary Clinton.
I didn't per se support her on a personal level just because she was a female. I am a female. I just don't think a female is ready to run the most powerful country in the world. You know, emotional, she can push it, you know, we got too much going on within our DNA.
So now you got an emotional Trump who has fits on Twitter.
She said because female. Did you hear what she said? I can't make this up. I can't, and I won't.
It's not in the female's DNA.
It's not in the female's
She
DNA.
is a
She
woman
said-
that does not know her worth and does not know her power as a fucking woman. And you know what? I don't like women like that, and I can't. That's a
hear what she
weak-minded
said,
woman.
Kevin. She said it's not in our DNA to run.
And Beyonce got a movement going on. She got fucking police officers and people in the government going all crazy from a Super Bowl performance, but she didn't even say stop shooting us. It was just in one music video, and they tied all of it in together. And how many times does she have to tell you that women run the world? And all women and feminists all out there are telling you that you have to use your power, and you want to sit here. Yes, but you get cursed out. Who are you? You don't have a pussy.
I've been saying it for what? 2 years.
Yeah, years.
I've been saying it, and I'm not even
And
a
she
woman.
got on camera and said that. I wish every woman in Detroit fuck her up. Like, it's not even worth having a conversation with her. Like, she should have been excused from that conversation right there. And the other woman should have been excused too, because they did not even stand up and say, what the fuck are you talking about? Excuse me, God, for being in church, but what the fuck are you talking about? They didn't even get it together. I don't like women like that. How can you say, oh, I don't think America is ready for a woman? America is 240-something years old. You don't think a woman know how to get up in there and run that shit? If a woman can run her household, she damn know how to run the White House. How dare you get on camera and say that?
Yeah.
Women do a lot of shit better than men do anyway. And then you will rather have Donald Trump in the White House than Hillary Clinton. Somebody with some fucking sense. Bitch, you almost threw your phone. I'm just mad. Why would you show me that? You know it.
Because
they be seeing them coming. Van Jones, you knew not to put her in there.
Kevin.
Oh my God, you know what?
They be seeing them coming.
No.
They be seeing them coming from around the corner. And you're like, how'd you see her?
And I be seeing some of them women that be going through stuff, and I be like, get off the TV. Get off camera. Like, you mad at Barack Obama. Barack Obama cannot protect every black person in America. They be getting, I don't feel he did enough. What the fuck? You had a fucking president that dealt with a Republican Congress for 8 years. He couldn't get everything done. And he didn't do this. And he's the president of the United States, not the president of black people. Okay? And then I don't think a woman is ready
She said because we got
country.
too much going on.
No, what we got going on?
We got too much going on.
We got too much going on with women not being raising their You know what? It's a lot. Women and men. And there is somebody like her to think that women don't have no power to run the country.
They saw her coming.
Yeah.
I feel that way sometimes.
Van Jones, don't you ever do no shit like that again. That would have never made my show.
No, they had to make the show to show people how
The
stupid
ignorance.
and ignorant people like that. Kevin, some people like her in my church, they get up to testify, and I don't even turn around.
No, but I love it.
They get up to testify, Kevin. Sometimes they be behind me testifying, and I'll be just like this. They seeing you coming. They can't wait to hand you this microphone, and then they get up there and they tell all their business. And I'll be wanting to turn around so bad and be like, don't do that. You're telling too much. I'm telling people all your business. Don't come to church today like all your business. Keep
all of it.
Yeah, all the business. This one lady got up there one day, and I text her sister and said, your sister is in here telling your other sister's business. She got up there. First of all, she got up there and started testifying when testimonial service was over.
And still had something
to say. And she told all her sister's business. How her sister don't have no money to pay for this.
Oh my God.
And her sister goes to our church. And that one particular day, her sister wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I texted the other sister and said, your sister's in here telling your other sister's business. And I'm going to show you the text message that day, because I have it in my phone. Telling all your sister's business.
But she was testifying.
Baby, I thought it was just, mind you, testifying, telling your sister's business. Let's talk about your business. Kevin, it made me so mad.
Now, who this? Somebody that don't have no sense. Oh, I bet you. Somebody that don't have no fucking sense, just like I said.
Can you believe this lady said that she didn't vote for Hillary Clinton? She didn't vote for a woman because she felt like women had too many personal issues going on, so that's why she didn't vote for her.
So did she vote?
She voted. She wrote in a candidate. She didn't vote for her or Trump. She just wrote in somebody's name.
Oh, this is pussy.
Yeah. But do you think that makes sense?
That's dumb as shit.
Right. Well, he has a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
But that's
It doesn't make sense though, right?
Yeah, that shit
Like to
dumb.
say that I'm not voting
that's
for
like
a woman.
voting for the fucking gorilla.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically who I think she did vote for. Harambe. He got a little
This
sense.
white lady.
No, she was actually black. Niggas. Right? Told you, niggas. They saw, CNN saw her coming and said, we're going to use her.
And use that soundbite. I'm so mad.
Niggas.
Oh my God.
Kevin,
I'm mad.
they see us coming. And sometimes I be so mad. So mad.
And if she better have march this weekend anywhere in
No,
Detroit,
you're not going to march. You know why? Because we got
Something at
too much stuff going on for us.
Yeah,
All be
for her.
marching.
Yes.
So you know she wasn't
Too much. Oh, her hair ain't longer than mine. She too dark.
I can't
she
march
too
with all
light.
them women.
My period on the
Yeah.
day. I mean, I had too much going on.
That's what she said, Kevin. I told you I
Bitch.
wasn't making that up.
Good
You should
God.
see my face when I see stuff like that for the first time. I just be sitting at home like, I know this bitch didn't just say that.
Did you see? No, ma'am. I'm just glad I don't know her. And if she your family member, y'all need to get together.
I'm glad she don't go to my church.
Yeah.
Cause I said, did you really say that on TV?
You
Did you really say that?
They would have kicked out the congregation. But I'm mad at her for saying
She
some
one of
shit
them people
that.
like that get up in church and tell all her business.
Yes, a woman got too much going on. Well, Evangelist said, but what problems you got going
So what
on?
problems you got going on? Cause best believe I wouldn't be voting for you, Goofy. Goof troop. I'd ask you ever see that movie Goofy and Son?
No, bitch, that was my movie with Goofy and his
Max.
son. Bitch,
I'd ask her, did you ever see that? What's the name of that movie?
Oh,
I'm about to look it up.
my
Did you
God.
ever see that
Don't
movie?
Google it, because I'm going to remember it.
Well, I'm gonna Google it for me.
A Goofy movie.
That's what it was.
Goofy.
I'd ask her that.
Goofy.
Have you ever seen a Goofy movie? Are you sure you want an extra in that movie?
That was my movie. That was one of the best Disney movies ever. And it was on pay
You
TV.
sure you wasn't one?
Let's move on. I just want to tell the women, don't ever forget your power.
Yes.
Okay?
Women, y'all
If
have power.
The way that y'all was all over, like, imagine if everybody would have picked up the phone and called this and say, don't vote for Rex Tillerson. And don't put this, don't confirm this person. Don't do that. Don't do this.
Millions of women around the world. And the beautiful thing about it is that each woman was out there for different reasons. Like they had this, I posted it, they had this elderly Asian woman who had a sign that says, I was, the United States government under a president, what did she say?
She was locked up for 4
Yeah.
years and never again.
And never again. And I, explain to people that this is, a lot
I
of
didn't
people
even know
know
they
about
did
that.
that to people. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Kevin,
They
let
said
me tell
it
you
was like
something.
a concentration camp.
Yes, it was out. They had them all in. It was either in Nevada, in California, or just in Nevada. They took them Japanese people. It was during World War II. Because remember, after Japan had attacked us at Pearl Harbor, we got to the point where we didn't trust no Japanese people. So it was kind of like
They
we don't
kinda go
know.
up like
It's,
Donald Trump is doing with the mics.
and you know what it was?
And
They
the-
felt like the same way Donald Trump and them feel. They felt like the Japanese people who were already here were sending messages back to the people who were in
History
Japan.
repeating itself. Wow.
That's how they felt. So you know what they did? They got all of them together on the West Coast, got all of them together, and they put them in these camps. And many of them were business owners. Many of them lost their businesses because they couldn't run their businesses because they were out in this camp. And they wanted, their idea was keeping all these Japanese people contained until we figure out what the fuck's going on. Kind of like what Donald Trump said.
Wow.
Keeping all the Muslims out of this country until we find out what the hell
Let's check and
is
see what's going on at these mosques.
Right.
Let's round them up.
I mean, history, like you said, history has a way of repeating itself. And many people don't know that, I guess because many people didn't learn it. But when you find it out, it makes your heart melt because you say, I can't believe that this country actually, well, I can't believe that this country did something like that. Because we had
This
something like
country
slavery.
did some dirty
you know
shit,
what I mean?
okay?
If you weren't white, oh, they did you dirty. They did us blacks dirty. They did Asian people dirty. They did Hispanics dirty. They did us dirty. If you weren't white, Anglo-Saxon, Christian, whatever you want to call it, you were you were an enemy. And you were looked at as lower class.
And we still are.
And we still are.
And then when they do look at us, oh, because you're the token one.
You're the token one. Ben Carson.
Yeah, shout out to Stacey Dash because she is no longer
Shout out
the
to
token.
Stacey Dash.
And Fox News.
That's what happens. That's what happens when your black ass go turn on
Acting
white
a
folks
fool for your
hotels.
own, yeah, turn on your
Acting
own
a fool for a Fox check. And you know what happened? They waited until Donald Trump was inaugurated.
Did you say a Fox check?
For a Fox check. They waited until Donald Trump put his hand on that Bible and raised his other hand, and they fired your black ass. Now look at you.
Yep.
You can't go back to making movies because who's going to hire you?
Nope.
Nobody. I don't even think they'll hire her if they did a Clueless.
No,
hell
for
no.
what? And she can't go on BET because she said there should not be any TV.
But yeah, she's getting a
towards a
BET
certain
checks when they play certain movies that she's in. I guess they don't play those no more.
race. No, she refuses those checks. She's Stacey Dash.
Stacey
Dash
fucking
will
Dashes.
Have to do some strange
Mrs.
things.
Dash seasoning.
Poor Stacey. What
Poor
do you want to
Stacey.
do?
Poor Stacey.
And then she still got the nerve to get on Twitter and keep tweeting about Donald Trump like she's getting a job in this administration. But sorry, boo, he already got his token. Her name is Omarosa.
Her name is
You won't be
Omarosa.
getting in there. You will not be getting in there. And do you know that this is one of the first cabinets in over 30 years where there's no Latino in Donald Trump cabinet? What's really going on, Trump? I thought you were the president for all Americans. Your cabinet don't reflect it. Bless you. But
Thank
you know what? I'm really going to give Donald Trump a chance because I'm really feeling optimistic. Maybe because the way I seen him speaking this morning about them trade deals and what he's going to be getting done, he might be turning some shit around. Now, he might fuck up somewhere else, but we as the people of the United States, since this is our country and he's working for us, we need to keep, if we got to keep rallying and keep protesting, then that's what we got to do to make sure he's get back on track. But so far, let's give him a chance. They do it the first 100 days. The first day, the full first day of administration, they fucked up. Yesterday, they tried to get Kellyanne to clean it up. She spilled the fucking mop water all over the floor. Today, they cleaned it up. Sean Spicer, he did a good job with his official first briefing. He was up there for over 90 minutes. Speaking to everybody, answering all kinds of questions. Even took back what he said about this is the biggest inauguration.
Oh, he took back.
He took it back.
Oh, wow.
But he also said that.
No, I don't want you to. Okay,
you wanna watch it?
because I want to watch it.
Okay. And then Donald Trump today, he was on TV several times announcing different dues and showing he signed and everything like that. So they getting shit done. It's not like he's like, oh, I'm in here and I'm the president and I'm going to take a chill. No, they working. So let's let them work. And to our people, to our representatives, I do hope that, you know, they meet up with Donald Trump and have a serious conversation with him because it's really time. Now, y'all done boycotted the inauguration. The inauguration is over. It's time to get the fucking work. And then, in the meantime, what y'all need to be doing is coming out to the communities that you represent and rallying the people up so that when 2018 comes around, they all are there voting and voting the people out. Just like you did a movement with these women, you can definitely make a movement for 2018 to go to the polls. And it doesn't matter if Beyonce went to the Women's March. I mean, people were in the thing just going up and down, talking about she is the world's biggest icon. She don't have to be there. If she's no bigger than fucking Madonna. Madonna was there.
Rihanna actually
yes,
too.
and she didn't even promote that she was going.
Right.
She just showed up. And
But that's a good thing that she didn't promote it
her.
because then people would have been out there trying to look for her rather than the cause. I'm glad that Rihanna posted after the fact. But you got to remember also, Beyonce wasn't there. But Beyonce was doing so much
and her impact
before this
around.
happened. All last year, Beyonce was being criticized for being this big feminist, for speaking out on women's rights and on women's behalf. So you can't criticize her for not being there when she was doing so much last year. She can't be everywhere at one goddamn time. I say this, thank God for the other women and the other celebrities that were there, like Madonna, like America Ferrera. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right.
Ferrera.
Ferrera. whatever, like Rihanna, like Debbie Allen, like Jamie Lee Curtis, like Ashley Judd,
Goldberg.
like Whoopi
All of
Goldberg,
them.
like all these amazing celebrity women who were out there speaking out. Yes, Beyonce is a big star, but Beyonce did a whole lot last year when you didn't hear from a lot of other females, okay? So let Beyonce do her thing today. Beyonce don't have to be everywhere. Stop expecting her to be everywhere. She did her thing. She made her voice known, heard last year. That's why so many white people were boycotting her. Okay? 'Cause she was making her voice heard without saying a goddamn
What's that thing
word.
she said? You know you that bitch when you call us all.
When you call us, and it's the truth. You know you that bitch. And let me tell you something. Those women marches, they were playing the hell out of her songs.
Yes, they were. That's why I said her impact was there.
It was there. It was there. Her Formation, that was a theme song for this march. Who Run the World? They played Run the World, they played Formation, they played Debbie Allen was shaking her ass to Crazy in Love. Beyonce was there. Leave it alone. Let's congratulate all the other celebrity women that I named that were there.
Yes, and I even seen Alicia Keys there when she was.
She too. Yep. Alicia Keys. She sure
Like
was.
they did that. They did
They
that. Now
definitely
imagine if you did a movement like that to the polls. It's gonna be crazy. Now I know y'all missed the regular talk. I need our celebrities to act the fool. Keke Palmer. I don't care about her being mad at Trey Songz. Okay. Did you see that?
No, but I don't care about it either.
We don't even talk about Keke Palmer on here. What else has been going on that they say we need to discuss? I don't care about Fetty Wap's new boo. What is he? Oh my God! Why won't my stuff download? What is it talking about? New Edition. The New Edition movie. First of all, New Edition got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today, and it's weird that it coincides with the movie, but that's so decent. It's New Edition week. So today they got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I haven't seen the pictures, but I know that they were receiving one today. And then tomorrow night starts their 3-night New Edition movie premiere on BET, and it starts at 9 p.m. And I'm not sure how many hours it is. I'm sure it's probably 2 hours each night. So it's a 6-hour show telling about the movie and everything. And I've seen them on Wendy Williams last week, and they did a good interview. They're going to be showing all the fights, how they got suckered in deals and all of that stuff. This movie is dealing with all the New Edition. And I'm excited for it because it's been promoted like crazy.
Yes, it is.
And I want everybody to watch it because I want to talk about it on the Scorpion Show.
I follow Luke James and Brashear Gray from Empire. And it's been all up and down my timeline.
Yes.
From both of them. And Luke James, I think he's stopped posting his shit and just every time, and you know what I love about Luke James and this promoting this, because he's learning. And I want him to learn even more when it comes to his own stuff in the future. Luke James is promoting the movie even when it doesn't seem like he's promoting. And what I mean by that is Luke James will get on Insta Live with him and the guys from the movie when they're like just in Uber on their way to an interview, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I'm here with my fellow actors and we're on our way to this, and sometimes they ain't even say that. They just in the car acting crazy, but that's promoting.
Yeah.
Because it's showing people that we get along, and now I'm excited because I see y'all, and now I'm excited to see this movie. That is promoting the movie without even promoting.
And there's going to be more star power for him because after they see this movie, who was Luke James?
He might start
his
getting
real
more.
name?
What?
Who is Luke James?
No, it's Wolf something. But he may venture into film. You know what I mean? He may really. It just never know, and that's a good look for him because I love Luke James. I love Luke James. I really do.
If I had...
I feel like I discovered Luke James myself, even though he was out with his group way before, But I just feel like
He's in love with that man.
I really do love Luke James.
I'm having to sing at your next birthday party.
I love Luke James because I feel like it is rare where you come across talent like that, but especially male talent. Like Luke James is talented, and it's not no fake. Like he can actually sing. He can really sing, and he hit those high falls. You be like, oh wow, he's talented.
They don't be like, no, oh wow. They do all kinds of stuff.
Ooh.
The women.
Well, listen, and some of the men, but that's to each his own. But you know, he's good
Yes.
at what he does.
And I'm so mad I missed Jill Scott. Speaking of women, she was at the TLA and they had like a whole bunch of people on the inauguration day. At
I
the
want you to say
TLA.
inauguration.
Huh? Inauguration day.
Yeah, because I'm listening to, and every so often you say, you're saying it's
Inauguration. Inauguration.
No, but I can't even say it now. But the way you're saying it, you're not saying the N.
Inauguration. Inauguration.
Yeah, that's how you say it without
Inauguration.
the N.
Let's say it. Inauguration. Over now. Whatever the case may be.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so make sure y'all watch that. Star, I'm like, okay, last week's Star was good, but the week before that, when the girl was in the hospital all the time, I was over it, and I just no. But this week is good. But no more celebrities, okay? Tiny was enough. She looked like she was reading the script. Gladys Knight. Okay, I know that you gotta have all your celebrities all in the same show, but come on, like put her in passing or something.
That's Lee Daniels.
Yeah, and
I feel like he does that,
Yeah.
and I hate that because I hate when Tyler Perry does that. I feel like Lee Daniels does that to get people to watch, and it's like, no, you don't have to always do
Bitch, ain't
that.
nobody gonna be like.
Not every episode.
But the storyline is good so far because I want to know what's going on. Then I killed this man. I want to know what's going on.
And I feel
It's
like
good.
if you're going to have these celebrities on there, then have them have recurring roles. Don't
Yes.
just have them on there just to have a celebrity like this is like them old shows like I Love Lucy and all that when the celebrity will pop up. No. You should,
But that's how he do, because he keeps it, but he still hasn't put Monique in anything. Like, normally he recycles everybody.
Well, you
all
think
his
he's going to
bad
put
people.
Monique in something? After that big rift they had? But
They can work it out.
They can work it out, but remember, it was like his word against hers.
Yeah, but they could work. They gotta work it. That's how both.
He
you know,
said
it's
she was
like that all the
blacklisted. She
time.
said no, she wasn't.
If the housewives could keep getting back together after he said, she said, they could do it too. Monique is not really doing nothing.
Well, listen, whose fault is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That she don't want to. When you get an Oscar, that's supposed to be your turning point.
Elevate your career.
Yes, not downgrade.
Yes.
Bitch, you lost your show on BET, the radio show.
You lost everything. All them lights still on.
Well, I'm sure the lights are.
Listen, I'm sure they are too, but I can see her now tweeting me, yes, these lights are very much so on. And having the thing to switch.
While she working out, bitch, my lights is on.
Well, I'm sure she's still getting a check from the Parkers, so that's good.
You tried.
The Parkers still come on TV.
Not like that. It ain't like it's coming on like Martin. And Martin, you can find it on every day.
Yes, you can.
It's not one day you won't see Martin on that.
Let me tell you something. Tashina Arnold's definitely getting a check because she got Martin and Everybody Hates Chris. And sometimes I find myself watching Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
I don't really
That
care for
show
the
is
show,
good.
but I be into it. Like, wait, really? Is this really happening? But Tashina Arnold knows how to keep a check.
Get on the show that got the damn. It was good. I always like Everybody Hates Chris, but I just don't like that Fuse play it back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I mean, they'll go the whole day, and then sometimes they'll rerun the same episode you just seen like 2 hours ago.
That's how I feel with First 48.
Oh my
Sometimes
god!
First
I
48
just
will
watched
rerun.
this.
And you're like, I just saw this episode. Can I see somebody else get killed?
No, look at him. You love his blood and gore. You should watch Snapped on Sundays.
I heard.
That's my fucking show. Cause I mean, them girls, they be like, oh my god, she was just a poor Southern girl, and she met this man after having a child, and he had money. They get together, they get an insurance policy. It's worth like $300,000 something dollars. Something goes wrong in the marriage. She kills him, and she killed him for the goddamn insurance money. Sometimes it's way deeper than that. And then it's another show that comes on TV One because they started getting into the business. I can't remember the name, but it is good.
Is it the show where they do like the reenactments of how somebody got killed? I think
And these
it's
be the
somebody-
black people.
Yeah, the black people. Yeah, and I can't
Yes.
think what the name of it is.
Bitch, I can't remember, but they got good. One time I caught myself going next door to get a cup of coffee, and I went at 9:10. Bitch, I stayed downstairs at 9:50 watching the whole thing. I ran to the store, got my coffee, and went upstairs. It was that good. Like, it sucks you in. Because you want to know these people's lives. And then I seen, the one that sucked me in was about the football player who, I guess he had sex with a girl who was married, and the pastor was upset about it because the pastor was upset because he took the guy in because he didn't really have nowhere to go and stuff like that. But the pastor was like trying to have sex with him and asked him was he gay or straight. He's like, no, I'm straight. And he went and go follow the girl after she left his house and killed her on the side of the road.
The pastor?
Just because he was jealous of her having
Sleeping
sex with him.
with
Yeah.
But there was one episode
Like,
of
that was crazy.
when the guy, it was the girl, she got killed in a car, and I think the boyfriend had hired somebody to kill her or something like that. I cannot think of the name of this show. And it comes on TV. What is the name of that show?
I can't remember. Let me see. I gotta Google it.
What is the name? And you're right, it's always black people. It's black people that they show. Yeah. Because you think they don't be doing no stuff that the white people do. They do it too. They kill you.
Let me see. It's called
I'm not staying in nobody's house.
Fatal Attraction.
That's what it's called.
Fatal Attraction.
And they do the reenactments of stuff. Yeah.
And they be going in. I mean, they be doing like when they telling the story, they just show the reenactment. They show
They show the whole show. They show the reenactment.
Yes. If y'all get a chance, watch it. It's like Murder Mondays or something like that on TV One. That's good, because TV One is just really known for the unsung episodes. But that show
And
is
Sanford
good.
and Son. Yeah, good time.
Sanford and Son be having cracking, and I used to hate that show.
But now that
I'm
you're
not-
older, you understand.
Yes, and the Jeffersons went in on a lot of topics and
Yes,
stuff
they
like
did.
that. I love watching the Jeffersons.
Baby, that day when they was arguing, and George and well, it was George and Louise. They started arguing with Tom and Helen, and he went to go say they was arguing back and forth, and because George had a way of provoking. Basically, he was trying to say he had a way of provoking Tom and Helen to say, "I know when y'all get mad at each other, he calls you. He wants to call you the N-word." So then, it happened one episode and something I forget what it was, and I just remember they was going back and forth, and Helen said, "Don't say it to George" or something like that, and he said, "Calling you a nigga," something like that, and everybody just and I just was like, "Whoa!" All right. Jefferson was really good.
It's too. I know. They got like 200 something episodes. I haven't seen
because
it
Jefferson's was on for a
a long time.
From the 70s all the way to like the mid 80s. They were on for like 10 years. For a long time. I felt like once the episodes from the 80s came about, they just weren't funny anymore.
Yeah, but I remember one episode I was watching. They had a transgender. She wasn't really transgender. They had a woman
But they
playing
had
the
issue,
role.
yeah, they had an episode.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe that. Like this is the 70s. They having an episode.
And she was
like
a
that?
beautiful woman too.
Yes.
Yeah, that played the transgender. It wasn't like you said. It wasn't really a transgender. It was actually a woman. But the topic that they had.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe it. He's like, no, we went to. They was in the military or something like that, and Weezy wasn't believing them. It was really good.
Yeah, it was somebody that George knew.
Yeah.
And he didn't believe that.
This is his
Yeah.
friend now. And she's like, no, I'm different. Like, and he was not having it.
You're right about that. That sure did have some.
I don't think any other show probably has dealt with that topic before. If it has, y'all can always let me know. But it was, they had some good shows
Let me tell you
back
something.
then. We don't have
We don't have
that
shows
right
like
now.
and the reason why I loved those shows back then, because they said stuff on television, or they were able to say stuff on television that you can't even say now on TV because you get fined and your shows will be cut off. They use the N-word. They touched on serious topics. Like, I tell everybody, one of my favorite shows, and a lot of people don't like it, but one of my favorite shows was All in the Family.
All in the Family.
And the reason why I love All in the Family, because you really got to see the side of this bigoted white man and how he felt. But he said it in a comedic way. And he had this hippie daughter who was married to this hippie guy who was, totally against how the father-in-law acted. And they always went head to head. But I just remember this, one of my favorite episodes of All in the Family was when they did the Swingers episode. And the wife had answered this ad in this magazine, not realizing that it was an ad for swingers. And she had invited these people over her house without the husband knowing about it. So when they got there, she's like, well, what's going on? Like, oh, I didn't know y'all were coming. This, that, and the third. Well, they get in there. Well, the husband, Archie, he comes downstairs and he's trying to figure out who the hell are these people? Like, why are they here? Well, baby, once he realized that they're here to swing, oh my God. It is, you can find it on YouTube too. Just type in All in the Family Swingers episode. It's with Rue McClanahan, who played Blanche on The Golden Girls. It is hilarious. And then I love, there's this one scene in the show where it's, the wife says to the lady, she answers the door and she's like, what are y'all doing here? And they're like, well, we sent you a letter saying that we were coming. And she said, well, I got the letter, I read the letter today. And the lady said, yeah, but we wrote the letter yesterday. And she said, yeah, but I read it today. And the lady said, well, I wrote it yesterday saying that I would be here tomorrow. The lady said, well, I read it today. And so when you read the letter today, tomorrow's tomorrow and not today. And they were looking at her like, ah, okay. But it's so funny because it's like, yo, I like stuff like that. But yes, All in the Family, Sanford and Son, Good Times, The Jeffersons, they were really good. Maude, and you know they all were spin-offs from each other.
Yes.
All of them
I
spin-offs
have
from
heard
each
that.
other.
But where was Maul the spinoff from?
No, Maude wasn't the spin-off. Good Times was. Because in Maude, Florida
Evans
Maude's
was made it,
name.
yeah.
And then, you know, and then the Jeffersons was a spin-off from All in the Family because they used to be
On that
their,
show.
they used to
go
be their
ahead.
next door neighbors. The Jeffersons used to be the Bunkers' next door neighbors until George hit it rich with his cleaning company, and then they left and moved on up to the east side. But yeah, I just it's a good thing. Good show.
We need to bring y'all writers need to come back to network television.
But networks, like I said, they're not going to write shows like that because those shows were too
but you never
out
know.
there.
I heard that Queen Latifah wants to bring back Living Single.
I don't want.
And there are so many topics where they can touch if they bring it back.
But I hope that it's with a live audience and not a fake audience. And I hope that the writing is great. Like
It
it's
has to
funny.
be.
It cannot be no fake audience because those fake what do you call them things?
Them laughing tracks.
Yeah, laughing tracks. Don't do that because I hate that. Because I can always tell when I'm listening to a laughing track. You know what I mean? Them old shows that we just talked about, those weren't laughing tracks. They were studio audience.
Yes.
Those people went
show
off.
was taken in front of a live studio audience
Okay.
in Burbank, California.
And they let you know it's studio audience. And you would sometimes hear people talking like, uh-oh, like in the background.
Yes!
I mean, hear them talking. That's how I like it. Okay? In front of a live fucking audience. I don't want no backing track. This is not Get Me Body Live. Well, it ain't.
Well, thank you. Yes, I needed that one.
Okay?
So
Anyway.
thank y'all for watching tonight's show. We will be back later this week, January 26th. I hope something goes down. Nothing bad.
Nothing bad.
'Cause I don't want to talk about the bad stuff with Trump. I just hope that his administration gets it together, or this is just going to be a rough 4 years. I mean, like. Both sides need to trust each other. Stop talking bad about the media. The media won't talk bad about you. But if you do everything straight and narrow, they wouldn't.
What did I say? This is going to be a new 21st century version of the Nixon administration. He didn't like the media, and yeah.
Yeah, he let me know the dishonest media. Like, this is not a campaign no
He
more.
went to
Trump.
the CIA and lied and said that the media hyped that whole thing feud up. And
No,
CNN
but he
broke up his
tweeted
tweet.
it.
Yeah, CNN
He
broke up
tweeted
his
it.
tweets and said, "How did we? When this is what you were?" And CNN be having their receipts.
Yes.
Whoever is the person
They
who looks
need
for
to
the receipts, I love them.
Yeah, every time Donald Trump tweets, you have to archive it.
You have to archive
before it gets deleted.
Yeah.
Because you know how he
Okay.
And we got new POTUS and FLOTUS accounts.
But he said he's gonna keep tweeting from his account. He's not gonna
Yes.
tweet from the official
He's not.
account.
Yeah, but I'll just keep following Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, and they have a new thing. Go to Obama.org for things that they care about that they said they're going to be doing. So they're not going to come home. They're going on vacation right now, but they say when they come back, they're getting to work. What they're going to be doing?
They better. Because I'm ready and waiting. I want to go see them, and I want to tell the both of them to their face what we going to do to get him out of here.
Michelle got to run.
You tell me.
2020.
You tell me, and I'll start. But she's not going to run.
She's not. She didn't want this
She
the
didn't
first
even want
time.
this the first time, right? She's not going to run. And it's a shame because somebody like her,
She has a voice that
you
can
talking
change.
about Barack Obama having more people at his inauguration. They'd be behind the Lincoln Memorial.
Donald Trump tried it.
Michelle Obama was over that whole thing. You can
Yes,
see all through
her face.
You can just tell she was
And
over
she stood there with her hands in front of her like
like,
this the
bitch,
whole time.
we need to hurry and get on this helicopter. Now! My man.
Thank y'all for watching. We're out.